Welcome to Bruin TV's video announcements. We are coming to you live from Studio 119. I'm Sebastian White.
And I'm Melody Laughlin.
And this is Bruin TV.
Please join us for a moment of silence.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a lot of things going on next week. To take a look at them, here's Bruin TV's Landon Stevens.
On Monday, you have a BHS and Beyond ICAP activity. On Tuesday, it's Election Day with an International Girls Club meeting at 3:15 in Conference Center 15, a mandatory student CPR training session in Advisory in Conference Center 15, a varsity swim meet here at 5:30. On Wednesday, we have a mandatory student CPR training session in Advisory in Conference Center 15. On Thursday, there's a mandatory student CPR training session in Advisory in Conference Center 15. The BHS Scholarship Panel at 6 p.m. in Conference Center 15, and a varsity basketball girls scrimmage versus Dewey here at 4 p.m. On Friday, it's Veterans Day with the World Language Club during Advisory. On Saturday, we have a Bruin Brigade and Veterans Day Parade. And that's all the things going on here next week. I'm Landon Stevens with Bruin TV.
Thank you, Landon. This week, we take a look at a longtime teacher here at BHS. Bruin TV's Maitland Waller tells us more about history teacher, Mr. Jenner.
We've all had a history class, and history is generally seen as boring, but Mr. Jenner thinks it's the quite opposite and tries to tell his students why.
I decide every day that for me it's going to be a good day, no matter what. And I hope and I try to pass that on to my students. Greeting them at the beginning of each hour, finding out maybe what they've done over the weekend, what their plans are, trying to find out a little bit about what interests them. I'm not always good at it, but I try to be positive and just let people know I care about them, that I love them. Part of why I teach is because I hope to have that positive impact on people's lives. And I want to be excited, too, about what I teach, because I figure if I'm bored with it, they're going to be bored with it. If I hate it, they're going to hate it. And so I try to find those things that I feel are interesting, that I can then share with students and hopefully pique just a little bit of curiosity and interest in them.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Oh, wait, yes, it does.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. How many of you have ever heard of that?
No.
You never heard that expression before?
I have.
Okay. What does it mean? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
While time travel isn't possible, it doesn't mean we can't have fun looking back at our history. For Bruin TV, I'm Maitland Waller.
A life of crime is a choice law enforcement tries to change. Bruin TV's Logan Van Piersum explains.
Crime is present in every community, and it's the age-old rival of good versus evil. One could describe it as a game of cat and mouse. This game can affect anyone, and today it did.
Yeah, making a left turn at a green light here and heard some sirens, looked up and saw a car coming at me really fast and just had to gas it to get out of the way the best I could, and sounds like he went into me about 130 miles an hour and blew the back axle out of my truck. So yeah, I'm just glad that he hit me and not anybody else, because I drive that big truck. So it was a pretty good shock absorber today to be able to step out of the cab and feel like I'm okay. And yeah.
Kevin was taking his wife to receive medical treatment in Dallas when the crash occurred, and police say the car was stolen and the suspect was traveling at over 130 miles an hour when the police began their pursuit. Although no one was severely injured, it's a dangerous example of the cat and mouse game between law enforcement and criminals. Having served at Bartlesville Police Department for over 30 years, Captain Kevin Eichelberry is quite familiar with this game of rivalry.
Any officer that's worked for any period of time on the street and has been caught up in that cat and mouse part of it, you're trying and you miss so many times, but then all of a sudden you're on the right track and you got the right guy and there's a foot chase, and sometimes you lose them, sometimes you win and you catch them. So it becomes that, and a lot of the times the end result is, why'd you make me chase you?
As technology continues to advance, so do the tools that law enforcement has available to them to use to catch and apprehend criminals.
Technology's come hand and foot over where it was back in 1989. It's grown. We've got more technology in the cars, in equipment, etc.
For officers, it is about helping criminals recognize that there's a different way of life than the path that they have chosen. It is the ultimate example of good versus evil. Reporting for ASB4 State, this is Logan Van Pearson.
That's all for this week's live Bruin TV announcements. Watch each week to find out information around BHS and our community.
I'm Sebastian White.
And I'm Melody Laughlin.
And this is Bruin TV.